Hey, hey, I'm back. I'm back. My PlayStation 2 is broken. It doesn't work most of the time, and the sound doesn't work most of the time either. So later on, you're gonna stop hearing the game noises, and you're just gonna be hearing the commentary. But whatever. And there's no more episode number for this because I'm gonna reorganize 13 and 14 and stuff. This will end up being the new 14. So for now, let's forget about the numbers. Today's episode is a episode about meter. We're going to talk about the best ways to get meter in Third Strike. Now, some of you may think this is an actual very noob, it's directed towards noobs, and I guess it kind of is. Or it might be directed towards the lower intermediate players. And later on, we're going to spend a very brief time on how to get the most meter in certain situations. So in Third Strike, you can whiff any regular move and get meter as long as it's not a jab or a short or a fireball. You don't really get meter for that. The best way to get meter is to just hit someone. If they don't block it and it hits them like that fierce, it gives you tons of meter, a lot of meter. Like the best amount of meters of hitting someone with like a fierce or something like that. Now, if you're far away from the screen, like you're really far away, you're looking for the fastest animating move that's not a jab or a short. Now, with Ken, it's going to be a strong when you're crouching, not even when you're standing. Any Shoto, it's going to be crouching strong. And the reason why you're doing this is because in episode 3 we talked about supers. So since we spoke about supers in such great detail, you can understand why getting meter faster is extremely important in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. In the 4 series, you can't whiff normals to get meter. So you're kind of forced to attack the person to get meter or whiff special moves. Now it's not the case here. With Chun-Li, I'm not even sure what her best meter gaining move is. I think it might be stand roundhouse, even though no one uses it, or it might be back fierce, which everyone else uses. What a lot of people do is they'll do 4 stand roundhouses and then they'll do 1 back fierce, because if you keep doing stand roundhouses too quickly, you're gonna get lightning legs. And some people do low forward. Okay, now keep in mind, a lot of people do low forward kind of like a counter poke scenario as well, not just gaining meter. Because of the range on that thing, it gets you a lot of range, and it has a lot of hit frames. So I'm pretty sure it is the back fierce. So a character like Chun-Li, Yoon, Urien, they're very meter reliant. Therefore, you should easily understand why it's important that you need to get meter with those characters, especially. Later on, I'm going to show you certain situations where you get meter maybe you didn't know, okay, still in this video, and you really need to understand everything in here, because in the next video is going to be the DED option select. It's going to be the first option select that I'm going to teach you, and I'm just mashing here because I wanted to show you that mashing isn't faster than perfectly timing it. Okay, if you notice, it might be a little bit slower in general, right? But yeah, don't mash. Don't mash. We're going to teach you the DED option select tomorrow, and that is a meter-based option select, so you're going to have to understand meter, and you're going to have to gauge how much meter you gain in order to do DED option select, which is the whole point of this little introductory video on meter in general. Now, Alex's best meter getting move has to be that elbow, the stand strong. You can test all the other moves, and they're going to be way too long in animation. Priority is going to be like shit because the hit frames come up way too late for all those other moves. It's always going to be like a strong punch in general for most of these characters here. So Necro, same thing, the back medium punch. Okay, and even though he is like meter reliant, but not as heavy as Urien or Chun-Li or Yun. Yeah, 12 got the crouching strong, which is the diagonal up punch move. Not this one. It's coming. It's coming. Where is it? Where is it? Here. That one there. That's the move that you're gonna want to do to get meter. And again, we're talking about whiffing moves because it's already obvious that when you hit someone, then you get meter. And it should be obvious to everyone already when I get the Necro versus Q on the screen that you get meter when you parry something. Now, those are the things that everyone should know already. Now, if you're brand new to Third Strike, now you know. If you didn't know, you just learned. Parrying is what gives you meter in Third Strike because it's very unique to Third Strike. It doesn't give you the most meter, but it gives you a really good amount, especially if you can predict someone else's move. Because of this, some people tend to be too parry happy, and I've already spoken on previous episode why you shouldn't be too parry happy. So instead of like making you think that parrying is the best way to get meter, why don't I show you a couple other ways that you may get meter but you just didn't know about, or maybe why it's important. So with Dudley, if you don't do a parry, you can do a jump in fierce and then a stand roundhouse into a roundhouse machine gun blow, or maybe an uppercut. Now, or sorry, a fierce machine gun blow. That's really good. But what you may want to consider is that if you get one parry, that's enough for you to do jumping fierce, stand roundhouse, EX machine gun blow. And anyone that uses Dudley knows that's his bread and butter. He really needs that EX machine gun blow. With Ryu, exact same thing. Without a parry, you can do jumping fierce, crouching fierce into a side kick or a hurricane kick, which is his highest damaging combo. If you get one parry, you can do fierce EX step kick instead, and even more damage and stun. If you're a Denjin Ryu player, this is something you're going to have to know because you really need to deal that stun and you need to get that Denjin as soon as you possibly can. So his roundhouse hurricane kick gives you the most meter, whether it hits or whether it whiffs, because you get meter, as you can see. If it hits, you do great damage, great stun, and you actually get meter for the 2 revolutions after you hit the person. So you're getting a lot more meter than you initially think. We're gonna get back to that really soon, and there's gonna be a reason why I brought that up, okay? Now, Yang's best meter getting move is crouching strong. Yang is meter reliant because of those EX Manta slashes, but you also get meter for teching throws. Keep an eye on Ryu's meter here. Alright, so you get meter for that, and you also get meter for throwing. Look at Sean's meter. He's getting meter for throwing. When you successfully throw someone, you get meter. Pay attention to Ryu's meter now, or Ryu. You get meter for tech rolling as well, which is a quick get up. This is tapping down when you land, okay? Now this will not work if you just got hit by super, and it will not work for certain moves. Alright, and there, the sound just cut out. Now you're stuck with me. Now, we spoke about the hurricane kick giving you the roundhouse one, giving you the most meter. It also gives you the most damage and the most stun. So the best non-meter combo would be jump in fierce, low fierce, or stand fierce, and then the roundhouse hurricane kick. Now let me just take out Urian's health here. Let me just lower it a bit. And also I'm going to get rid of Ryu's meter. Let's assume that you need some meter with Ryu. Okay? Alright. What would you do to get meter here? What would you do to kill Urian if... Whoops, no, I just messed up. That was a bad edit. Let's pretend he has this much health. Let's pretend he's dizzy or he just messed up really badly. You have a free jumping in punish. What would you do? If you said jump in fierce, crouch fierce, hurricane, very good. Good logic, but you're wrong. That is not the right thing to do. I mean, there it didn't matter because it's the last round. Let's pretend it wasn't the last round. Keep in mind that when you do the hurricane kick, fierce hurricane kick, you are doing a lot of damage, but you don't need to do a lot of damage because he was going to die anyway. So the best thing to do is jump in fierce into the step kick. The reason why you don't do the hurricane kick is because if you kill him with the hurricane kick, the first hit of it, which you will with fierce hurricane kick, you won't get the meter from the 2 revolutions afterwards. So always learn how to end the round properly to get the most meter. Even though it is a little bit of a difference in meter, some people don't care. They say, yeah, who cares? You know, you might want that. So if Alex has this much health and you want to kill him, don't kill him with the throw if it's a free punish. Now, if you happen to be throwing as in the general back and forth mind game, then yeah, that's perfectly fine. You can't help it. If you have a free punish situation, don't kill him with the throw, because throw doesn't give you that much meter. A stand fierce gives you much more meter than the throw does, doesn't it? So always remember that. Always learn how to end the round properly to get you the most meter. Unless you're already full of meter, then kill him however the hell you want. Stand fierce gives you great meter with Ken, or even like a crouching roundhouse or a stand roundhouse, something that deals a lot of damage, and it's not multi-hit. So again, let's pretend Yun has no meter, and you wanted to kill Akuma here, and if you do a neutral throw, you get meter for every hit that you do for that. Those, you know, the ones where you mash. So if you're gonna kill someone with a throw, you don't really want to do it with the neutral throw. You want to do it with like a forward throw or a back throw, or you want to do it with like a fierce or a roundhouse. But if it has to be a throw, don't do a neutral one. If you're kind of mid-game, always mash out that throw because you want to get as much damage and meter as you possibly can. Alright, so let's watch Ken's back throw here. I think Ken and Oro can both do this, but we're going to back throw, and look what he can do. He can do a super before Ryu dies. I mean, that's a waste of meter. So let's think of the other side of the spectrum where you back throw, and instead of losing meter, you try to gain some meter. So when you back throw with Ken against most characters in the game, before they land, do a fierce shoryu. You'll get the most meter, it looks cool, and you're kind of getting the benefit from it. So I hope that helps you out. I know this is a basic episode. Tomorrow is DED, very advanced.